So today we're going to talk about the debt ceiling debate that's recently happened in America and kind of rewinding why was it such a controversial thing. The reason that the government was hesitant to raise the debt ceiling is because America lately has actually been running pretty consistent deficits and it's been adding up. We have a $31 trillion debt on the government debt, and if we look at some of the forecasts, the expected interest costs, especially now interest rates have gone up, are starting to add up, and it's going to take a lot of the budget and all of our taxes just to pay the interest on our debt. And so a lot of people were hesitant to raise the debt more because they're worried about the impact on our fiscal balances and on our balance sheet. When you look at the level of national debt, it's around about 100% of GDP, and that's a lot. It's something that we haven't seen since the end of the Second World War. And after that, we managed to pay the debt down pretty significantly. The forecasts right now have it increasing up potentially to 200% of GDP, which isn't unheard of. It's something similar to what Japan has experienced in the 90s through to the noughties, but it does potentially, if with interest rates being higher, create stresses on our economy. But the flip side of this argument is, why wouldn't you increase the debt? And if you don't increase the debt and you default on your loans, that's potentially far more damaging to our economy. If you look back in 2011, when we had a similar crisis, S&P actually downgraded US debt from AAA rating to AA+, and that's something we're still dealing with today. And if you look at what the markets did around that event, the volatility in the stock market increased significantly, and the valuations of stocks decreased almost 20% for a long period of time. And so the uncertainty that all of these debt debates create depresses the value of stocks, increases the cost of financing, and potentially increases the cost of financing for companies and for the government for years to come. And so you've got a push and a pull between not wanting to have too much debt and a burden for future societies, but wanting to be able to approve the budget so that we don't create any stresses on the stock markets and the financing markets in the short term.